All right, guys, just got dropped off. We're here at the beautiful AT trailhead near Fontana. Don't know much to say right now. It's cold. We're gonna get started on the AT, do 3.7 to get to Lost Cove, and so I'm gonna get hiking. Beautiful day out here with some beautiful views. A little over a mile in, and dang, this section is steep. We're trekking along. It's comfortable out. There's a nice breeze going, so I'm kind of like hot and cold at the same time, but just gonna keep on moving. So up there is Shuckstack Fire Tower. Not sure how well you can see it, but it's up there. A little bit of snow on the ground, although it feels great out here, honestly. This is a really nice time of year. It's kind of, you know, that early spring and things are starting to come to life a little bit. You're seeing some buds on some stuff. The birds are chirping. Some nice nature noises going on. So much better than winter. But yeah, this has been going really smooth so far. I'm 2.1 miles in. I think I'll have my junction with Lost Cove Trail and Shuckstack in about a mile and a half or so. I don't think I'm gonna go up to Shuckstack today just because it is like really windy and that fire tower sketches me out. Gonna keep trekking. Grade A sapsicle right there. All right, we're on Lost Cove Trail now. Haven't been on here for very long. And this is about the steepest goddamn piece of trail I've ever seen in my life. This is crazy. Thank goodness I'm going down. That AT section was really steep, honestly. But not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Decided to skip Shuckstack because it's windy, and I talked to some thru-hikers who said there was like a 10-minute line to get up to the top, so I'm not doing that. Lots of thru-hikers out. I mean, for March 13th, it seems really busy. Wouldn't expect this many, but yeah, it's definitely getting warmer. We're gonna spit out very conveniently right where I stopped hiking the Lakeshore Trail last time at campsite 90. I'd probably eat lunch there, so. Lost Cove Trail is honestly really pretty so far. Kind of been walking along this nice little creek for a little while. Getting ready to cross it here. Really nice creek. Yeah, this is a pretty nice trail, but it is like ungodly steep in either direction. I don't I honestly can't tell you if I'd rather go up or down this one. This is just awful either way. It's so steep. Beautiful day. The wind has died down a little bit. Hopefully it goes away by the time I get to camp. It's a good temperature. I'd say it's probably in like the low 50s right now. It's supposed to get into like the mid 60s. Steep land plus creek means beautiful things happen. I'm sure those won't be the last of the little waterfalls that we see. All right, as we get lower, which we have gotten a lot lower, starting to see a ton of signs of life. Some really cool plant life. I just saw a red trillium a minute ago that I forgot to record, but lots of little wildflowers. And some of these guys, which I cannot for the life of me remember the name of them right now. They were just on my species of the day calendar. It's like cotton tails or cotton whips or something, but yeah, that's pretty cool. And then yeah, just lots of little flowers and stuff. So spring's here. Well, just walked up on this and I see no other way across than taking the socks and shoes off, so That's what I'm doing. These aren't too bad, but they'll really screw your pace up. Well, I'm on the other side of this one. I had to take my shoes off for that too, though. Normally my app, which I checked last night, will tell me if there's like, you know, true creek crossings. Obviously, if it's just a little rock hopper, it doesn't note anything on there. So I'm wondering if this is just surged. It looks like it is, honestly. I mean, that's rushing really hard. I don't think that's normal, but yeah, definitely couldn't get across this one without taking off my shoes, or the last one. So hopefully we don't have that problem a lot, because as much as I really actually don't mind doing these at all, like I said at the last one, it does slow you down quite a bit waiting for your feet to dry off and all that. But just stick them in the sun for a while will be good. That right there is what you call high risk, low reward. Oh, is this rock hoppable? I don't think that it is. You can maybe go there to there to there, there. Well, possible, but worth it? No. Dang, I wasn't expecting this. Honestly, I'm thinking too, it crosses again right on the other side of this, so might as well just get them off and do both of these barefoot. Alright. This one looks pretty chill at least. You know, the water's cold, but it's not that cold. Beautiful. All right, we're just gonna barefoot hike. It's good for you. It's grounding. But it does kind of hurt a little bit, especially with cold feet. Wow, this is beautiful though. This looks like it would be rock hoppable in some less watery conditions. Ready. Bet there's some good fish in that pool. The rocks are slippery. According to my map, this should be the last creek crossing that requires me to take my shoes off. So I just walked like a third of a mile with no shoes on, and that kind of hurt. I don't know if it was worth it or not, but according to the map, Lost Cove is right there and campsite 90 is right there. So I'm gonna let the feet dry for just a minute, and then we're gonna post up at campsite 90 and eat lunch. It's like kind of our halfway mark for the day, in terms of mileage at least, but the first half was a heck of a lot harder and slower than the second half. So it's 12:30 right now, so we've been hiking for about 3 hours. So I think my original estimate of getting into camp at about 3 or 4 o'clock is probably about right. All right, just a few moments after my last check-in, but we made it. We came from that way down Lost Cove Trail, done 2.7 since the AT, 0.4 to campsite 90. I have come down this trail before, and that is back to Fontana Dam, so on we go. Well, there's campsite 90. Looks a heck of a lot different than it did last time I was here. Wow. I was gonna stop and eat lunch here, but I think I actually might go a little further down. There's some campers here, so I don't really want to bother them. And I might stop. I've heard there's a bridge up here over Eagle Creek, so I might stop on that bridge and just get a really nice view. So I'm just gonna keep going a little bit, but I'm definitely gonna be eating lunch soon. The idea of food is amazing right now. For reference, I mean, last time I was here, I would have been about knee deep in the water where I'm standing right now. And that was not a river, that was just like a cove of a lake. There was like a bass boat floating like where my trekking poles are. A literal boat right there. Wild. Well, just talked to a really nice gentleman who's camping here. I decided to come down to 90 anyway. But yeah, gonna head across here and see if I can find where Eagle Creek is. Well, I think this is just as good a spot to have a little snack break as anything else I'm gonna find, so this is where I'm doing it. This is the old bridge that I was referring to. It is super cool. I was just cooking up this hill. It's really steep after the Eagle Creek sign. But I'm ripping it. I was up there not too long ago, so that was work. I found something. I forgot to record it last time. Look what we got. That right there is a red trillium. And it's blooming, it's already flowering. Got his buddy right here, it's not quite ready yet. There's one more, where did he go? Oh, there it is, it's also flowering. We got some snake plantain right there. Say when the first trillium flowers, you can officially say it is spring. This section of trail is pretty steep. Had a really like easy, blissful mile there. Looks like it's gonna top out here, but it probably won't. Vibes are riding extremely high right now. Feeling good. The legs are moving easy. The weather feels perfect. The breeze feels nice and not just cold now. Perfect day, perfect day. I guess we're probably about 3 miles from camp. This whole area kind of reminds me of just like a exaggerated version of Abrams Creek, which if you guys know me, you know is one of my favorite parts of the park. It's got a lot of the same plant life and bushes and trees, and it's got these nice mountain views, and it's just kind of this meandering like ridge halfway up the side of the mountain. Really nice trail, my kind of trail. Tons of mountain laurel. I guarantee you this is so beautiful in like middle of May. This is great, I love it. That's an interesting one. Huh. Man, that's cool. I love it when this happens. The spot on the map that I'm on right now is called Ramp Valley or something, Ramp Cove. And there's a ton of ramps right here. Everywhere. Always cool when it works out that way, isn't it? Starting to see lots of old remnants of the old town of Proctor that used to be in this area. It's really neat, the history into it. There's used to be a town here called Proctor, and it was actually a pretty like big and thriving town. And you know, when World War II happened, they needed a lot more energy and things to make metals, steel, aluminum, etc. So Fontana was actually built to supply power to Alcoa, the aluminum company of America, for World War II. And as part of that being done, the Little Tennessee River was dammed up to create Fontana. And because of that, the old town of Proctor no longer had any access across the lake. So they were promised they'd build a road and everything so they could access their homes, and it just never happened. And this area of the park was annexed, I believe, sometime in the early 40s. It was not originally a part of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. So the more you know. Kind of what I was talking about here. It's an old homestead, little retaining wall, and you can see an old home site. There's an old car door. There's a lot of cars on the first stretch of Lakeshore. I do remember that. Yeah, an old home site with these absolutely beautiful bushes. What's this written on here? It's like some kind of a math equation that I do not understand. Huh. Anyway, yeah, I know this used to be a road and a pretty thriving community. I did read that at the time that Proctor was niched, it was actually a bigger town than Knoxville was at that time, which I think is really interesting because, you know, Knoxville has grown into a city with a metro area of almost 1 million people at this point. I mean, it's a pretty good sized city, and to think that Proctor was just kind of shut down for the purposes of the war is interesting. And I mean, I've read that they were really well established. They had roads, they had obviously churches, schools, post offices, softball fields, they had it all. So just really interesting stuff. I'm guessing this staircase goes to the Proctor cemetery, so I'm gonna go pay my respects. There's a little assassin bug out for the season, ready to hunt. The main stretch of the river here, I guess that means we're real close to camp, so looking forward to that. I'm about out of water. Just have been lazy and haven't wanted to stop and filter until I get to camp, but should be just around the corner. Okay, so I made it to the Calhoun house. There's a lot of infrastructure here. Got some picnic tables. Got like a little house back there that looks like park property. And then I assume this is historic. Left over from the town of Proctor. And up there is a bridge to get to my campsite, but yeah, really interesting. Calhoun house built in 1928. Wow. They didn't get to live here long, did they? Gosh, this place is really falling apart. Kind of electricity though. It's like an old water heater or something. Yeah, this place is really beat up. Most of them aren't quite this bad. Proctor. Wow. Alright. Campsite 86 is that way. That's where I'm going. Ollie Cove Trail is that way. Forney Creek Trail 21.0, man. So that's where I'll head tomorrow. Cool. Just kind of over here exploring. This is really neat. It's kind of the old lake bed. I guess this is where they drop people off when the lake is full, is right up there at that sign. But as you can see, it's drained, and there's some guys camping and fishing over there, and it just looks like a river. The water line goes all the way up, way above my head there. This is about a half a mile from my camp. I didn't even set up. I just got curious and walked down here. This is really neat. Made it to camp here at 86. Yeah, 86 Proctor. It's really cool. Right on the river here. I'll show it off here a little later, but I think I've kind of claimed my area here. Nice sunny spot. Pretty flat fire ring with a grate on it, which is nice. I don't think it's supposed to be there, but it's there. Met some really nice fishermen from somewhere out towards Charlotte. They gave me a brewski, which is super kind of them. It's really hitting right now. But yeah, gonna get camp set up and chill a little bit. Can't ask for a better day. I got camp all set up and relaxed a little bit in my chair. Ate a little bit of snacks, and I think I've decided I'm just gonna go ahead and I hung my pack, and I'm just bringing nothing with me but my inReach and my phone and my GoPro. But I'm gonna go ahead and just hike 0.7 miles down this trail a little further. Do that little Ollie Cove side trail just right now as a nice little afternoon walk instead of worrying about it with my pack tomorrow. So headed that way. We are here at Ollie Cove Trail. So we're just gonna run into the lake basically. It's like 0.3, and it technically counts for the 900-mile challenge. So I'm gonna do it real quick. This definitely isn't the most efficient way to hike this, because I still have I'm gonna have to go like a mile back to my camp, but whatever, I got time to kill. Bunch of stuff down here. There's some hog trapping equipment. There's some more of these really pretty yellow bushes that I just absolutely love. And they look like honeysuckle, but I don't think they are. And there's a little side-by-side right here. Guess that's more of a golf cart. And down here by the lake, it looks like there's a boat. I know this is where they do the boat shuttles when the lake is lowered, so I wonder if this is kind of how the park rangers access this particular area. There's a little boat there, but I don't see any people. Ollie Cove. There's proof. Huh, that's strange. How is there a boat with no people? Yeah, it definitely wasn't the most efficient thing to do, but I'm back on Lakeshore now, hiking back to my camp. It does mean I'm gonna hike this exact same 0.7 miles 3 times instead of 1, but who cares? And I think I'll be grateful that I did it tomorrow, because tomorrow I actually, waste of money, but I booked 2 different campsites, just depending on how hard I want to push it. I've got one that's 15 miles away and one that's 21 miles away. Because honestly, like today, I would have liked to push it a little further. Hence why I went on a little side hike after I set up camp. But yeah, it'd be nice to just have a really big day tomorrow. Wake up early, crush some miles, and then just have a nice, easy 3rd day out. And I'd also like to, if possible, tack on the Gold Mine Loop Trail while I'm out here. So that would make it a lot easier for me to do that if I had a really chill 3rd day. So we'll see how that goes, but I get a feeling come tomorrow I'll be grateful that I went ahead and knocked that out. Okay, I'm back from my little walk. I'm gonna go ahead and get some water because I'm fresh out and I'm thirsty. So time to filter. Got my water filtered, just kind of sitting in the chair enjoying the late sunlight. It's like 5:30 and it's light out. Woohoo, daylight savings time. But yeah, nobody else is here. I was kind of expecting some company here, but got it all to myself. The 2 fishermen that I talked to had booked this site but just weren't able to get their stuff up here, so they're camping a little down there. No big deal. Should probably make some dinner pretty soon, but I'm not feeling that hungry for some reason, but I definitely will soon. Just kind of collecting some wood now, getting ready for fire time. It's a really peaceful night. I'm glad it wasn't as windy as it was forecasted to be, but I mean, overall, this seems like a really nice campsite. I did see that it holds up to 20 people, which is really just kind of unusual. I mean, most out here are like 6, 8, 12. 20's a lot. So I don't really know. I don't really get that, because like I think there is like a whole other area of the campsite over there. I see there's obviously one firing right there. I think there's even more stuff. I'm sure there is. Of course there is. But yeah, it's a nice campsite. I like it. It's very clearly used a lot, probably especially in the summer. It does have this really nice creek, which unfortunately is just a little too chilly for me to want to utilize today, but it's a nice little creek. But there's a lot of signs of, like, those fishermen told me they come here a lot, and I've heard of people doing this, but you know, they have like a cart that they wheel stuff in on, because it's just like a, you know, 4/10 of a mile from where the boat drops you off there. So clearly a lot of, like, you know, it's not front country, but like 1.5 country use of, like, you know, just lots of trash that I wouldn't think backpackers would be carrying out here, especially because, unless I'm mistaken, the minimum distance to backpack to get here is like 10 miles. So I don't think many beginners are going to be doing that. But yeah, it's a really nice calm night, and yeah, just gonna get some wood and make some dinner and then have a fire. Before I start my dinner and fire, I'm gonna go ahead and walk through this whole campsite. So I think my firing that I'm at is the one that's furthest in this direction, and then there's this one, which is kind of a mess right now. Okay, it looks like there's another one over here. There's more bear cables there. Okay, that's good to know. There's another firing over here. There's got to be more. There's also got to be more bear cables. Looks like I see something over here. Yep, okay. So over here is firing number 4. And bear cable set number 3. Oh, and there's firing number 5. This one looks nice. This is probably like the biggest one. Like if you have a big group, this is probably the one to go to. Good water access here too. I bet you there's one more fire ring in here somewhere. Not sure, don't see it. Really big, spacious site with at least 5 fire rings, probably more, and several sets of bear cables. So 20, I don't know, by Smokies backcountry standards, 20 seems about right. They seem to really pack these places. Alrighty, I'm honestly still not feeling very hungry, but I know I need to eat, so I'm going to. And for dinner tonight, we've got the sequel to my last video, another bowl and kettle joint. This time we've got street corn grits. We'll see how this is. It's basically the same instructions. It says 723 calories, very specific. Let's go ahead and open it up and see if there's any sauces or anything included in this one. This one is a little cheaper than the crawfish. It doesn't come with any meat, which, like, I don't really know how I feel about paying for a freeze-dried meal that doesn't come with meat, but see if it's good. Okay, wow. So this one also smells good and comes with, like, not sauce, but like a dry seasoning and what looks like to be some, like, cilantro. This is what it looks like on the inside. So we'll see. This one is grilled corn, smoked queso, corn grits, mushrooms, poblanos, tomatoes, and cotija cheese, if I'm saying that right. See how it is. This is 1 3/4 cups of water. As you know, on my channel, we don't do that. I'm probably gonna start with like 1 1/4 cups at the most. Water's on, let's wait. We're boiling here. Put in our water. Now we're gonna stir. It smells really good, so I'm hopeful. Honestly, it's already looking pretty good. Let's do a way too early taste test. Yeah, way too early, but the flavor's there. All right, sealed, and now we're gonna wait 12 minutes. It's review time of bowl and kettle street corn grits. They really impressed me with the etouffee. Let's see if they can do it again. So obviously this has no meat in it. Okay, it looks like grits. Smells really good. Let's give her a whirl. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, I forgot the garnish. Definitely gonna want that. Where did I put it? Ah, there it is. Thank goodness. Let's garnish it here. Okay. Garnish looks like some dried cilantro and some tahini. Let me show you what the finished product looks like. So there it is with the garnish. I think it looks pretty good. Let's try it with the garnish. That's solid. That's good. I mean, it's good. It's not blowing me away like the etouffee did, though, honestly. Yeah. It's good, though. It's very flavorful. All these meals that I've had from them are very flavorful. Got 31 grams of protein, too. Not bad. For a meatless dish, especially. Just finished that, ate every bite. It was good. My only thought about it right now is that I'm just a little disappointed because of how blown away I was by the etouffee. This is exactly what I expected it to be. And that's not a bad thing, but it just didn't blow my mind. But yeah, if you're like vegetarian and looking for a good trail meal, like, this is super solid. It's the vegetables are seasoned really well. The queso comes through really well. It's just not quite restaurant quality like that etouffee was. If someone served me that etouffee at a Cajun restaurant, I wouldn't think twice about it. I would not have imagined that it could have been dumped from a freezer bag. Delicious. Would I buy it again? Probably, but not frequently. It gets a rock solid 6 out of 10. Really, and that's a good 6 out of 10 too. That's not bad. For tonight's beverage of choice, we're going with some powdered 7-Up cherry. Let's see how that is. So these are meant to add to like just like a normal like water bottle you get at a grocery store. So it's like roughly 16 ounces. Honestly, these like powdered soda products, in my experience, are pretty freaking good, and they don't have any sugar or anything. Which, I mean, is not necessarily a good thing when you're hiking, but it's not a bad thing either. There's plenty of methods to get sugar out here. Let's give that a stir. Honestly, it didn't combine great. Tastes pretty good though. See how it tastes with a splash of gin. See if that's any better. Probably not gonna be. No, that's not it. Keep searching. Just kind of chilling while the sun's setting. It's 7:06. Loving these longer days. It's been awesome. But yeah, just kind of hanging out. The weather's really nice right now. It's starting to feel a little chill in the air, so it's definitely time to get the fire going. Although I like to wait until as close to dark as possible for that, just so I don't have to get more wood. Hate getting wood at this point. I'm sick of it. But anyway, yeah, there is a ton of it here, I will say. And a lot of good, like, medium-sized wood, too, which is always hard to find. I get the sense those trout fishermen, like, hauled in their own, like, bundles of, you know, pre-cut, dried firewood. I get the sense that happens a lot here because there's just so much available for what is really a great and super popular campsite. It's usually not how that goes. Most campsites are extremely hard to find any kind of wood. But yeah, everything's really dry, so should have a good fire going. Winding down on day one here, it's been fantastic. Definitely exceeded expectations. I do kind of wish I pushed it a little further today. Proctor's a great site, 86 here. If you get to stay here, definitely do it. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm out here to get miles done on this trip, so I probably could have pushed it a little further, but I don't regret anything. I'm gonna have a great night here, and we'll be all good. And tomorrow we have the decision if we want to. We can either go 15 or we can go 21. So we'll just see how we feel. Honestly, based off how today went, I was just a little bored at camp. I got here at like 3 o'clock. Hiked down to Hazel, hiked out to Ollie Cove, did a little bit of that. And then I've just kind of been sitting here not doing much. So I'm kind of feeling like I'm just going to push the 21 just to get it done. I had a great time hiking today, and then when I got to camp, I was a little bored. So I might just push the 21 and then leave myself like a 7-mile day on Sunday. Just get home early. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, as day one winds down, it was awesome. Like I said, exceeded expectations, and looking forward to day two. All right, folks, it's fire time. And what I've got here is just a very simple, I call it the log cabin method. It's pretty well known. If you just Google like log cabin method fire building, you'll find it. I just use these little zip cubes. I have a couple different fire starters I like, but this is what I've been using lately. I'm hoping that this is just going to be a drop it in and it's good to go fire. So all you do is just light it, plastic and all. And let's see how we do. If the wood is as dry as I think it is, that should be all we need to do. Which is unusual. Usually it's a lot more work, but let's see. So the key is, like, once you get a good flame, I just try to like loosely stack wood on top. Fire obviously needs fuel, but just as important as fuel, it needs oxygen. It has to have oxygen to burn. I feel like the #1 mistake I see in fire building is just packing it too tight, getting too much wood on there at once, and it can't breathe. And if it can't breathe, it will suffocate and it will not burn. So I like to just kind of try to stack it as high as I can with as much airflow as possible. And just blowing on it will go a long way if it's not working, which this one is, but you can see what just that little bit of air did. Feels great. I think we've accomplished the hardest thing to do in firecrafting, which is getting the big stuff to catch. So once that's good, you're golden. But yeah, it's a beautiful night out here. It's super clear. I'm looking forward to seeing some stars, hopefully some good ones. Yeah, this is a great campsite. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, honestly. It's big, it's flat, there's a river right there. Definitely will be back here in the summer. This is awesome for that. But yeah, it's hard to beat this, and the temperature is just like perfect. I love that temperature where you wearing a puffer jacket at camp, but you're not wearing pants and you're not cold, and the fire just feels like it feels good. It doesn't feel hot, it doesn't feel necessary, it just feels nice. So great temperature, great campsite. The vibes are really good right now. Folks, it is 8 p.m. on the dot, and the GoPro is terrible in picking up low light videos. I don't know how this is gonna look, but it's 8 o'clock on the dot, and it's still light enough to hike in, really. Gosh, I love when we're done with daylight savings times. It's my favorite holiday. Not telling a ghost story or anything, but just wanted to kind of wrap up day one. We got an awesome fire going right here. Just kind of hanging out. It's about 8:30. I'll probably hang out here for another hour at the most, and then get in the tent and watch a movie or something. That I've downloaded a couple movies for this trip. But yeah, just wanted to recap part one. Thank you so much for watching. Part two will start fresh in the morning, and I really get a feeling it's going to be an awesome hike. So again, really appreciate you watching. Really hope to check out part two. It's going to be fun.